Oh, hey, I didn't notice you standing there. Your timing could not be better. We're locked in this Disney vault along with you because in a moment we're going to bring you an all-star studded special based on all things Disney Plus, the offerings on the streaming service. Now, while you're looking at the Moana picture with me, I got a chance to sit down with Maui himself, Dwayne Johnson. As we launched the very show you're watching, he coached me. How? I don't remember. It's been a minute. Take a look. You're the very first interview for my new movie show, Extra Butter, and they're starting
Extra Butter.
And they're starting it off with you coaching me.
That was my nickname in college.
We need you to coach me. This is a locker room speech you're giving me right now on how to make this the best show ever.
So basically, how to not suck. Okay, listen. All right, so let's start off with the premise that you got the greatest title, right? In the
Extra
world.
Butter?
Extra Butter. Feel good with that.
Okay.
Okay, you're good. And then make sure that when you talk to people, you look them in the eye.
Yeah.
Right? And listen, even if their movies suck.
Okay.
Tell them that they're good.
Welcome to our Disney Plus Extra Butter special. Not since the advent of motion pictures has any entertainment platform been more anticipated. Coming up on this show, we'll take you into everything you expect from the world of Marvel, the world of Star Wars, the world of Disney, because that's what we're talking about on this Disney Plus Extra Butter special. Hey, welcome to this special Extra Butter. We decided for this, since we're talking about Disney and Disney Plus, we would do it from the vault of Stage 9. This is one of the most respected fine art Disney collectible shops in the world here in California. I'll link all their information, but in the meantime, let's get right into it. You're excited, I'm excited. Disney Plus is now upon us. Think about it. For $7, or actually like less than $6 if you buy 3 years in advance, you get access to all of the Disney stuff. It looks like Disney threw up in this room. It's amazing. I want to steal each and every piece of art off the wall. When you think about Disney, Grandma and Grandpa probably think about the original stuff, like your Lady and the Tramp, or like your Bambi. Speaking of Bambi, I had an extraordinary opportunity to catch up with two of its biggest stars. Yeah, I'm talking Bambi. Yeah, I'm talking Thumper. Take a look. Can you give me a sample? I know it's a grown-up voice now, it's not a kid voice, but give me doing one of Bambi's lines.
Oh, mother, mother, mother. When the mother was shot, I did not do that well, okay? Because I was having the time of my life. The lady said, something's happened to Bambi's mother. Say mother, mother. Well, I didn't do it very well. I was mother, mother, you know. Then the lady said, the coach lady in the sound booth said, something's happened to your mother. Like something's happened to your mother, Johnny. Call your mother, call your mother. And that's what produced, mother, mother, mother.
You're gonna make me cry. It's one of the saddest scenes in cinema.
Yes, we hear that all the time.
Of course.
All the time.
How about you? Break out some Thumper. Thumper's in more of the lighter moments.
Definitely kind of the comic relief. The one I like because it's sort of a little bit of poetry is eating greens is a special treat. Makes long ears and great big feet, but it sure is awful stuff to eat. I made that last part up myself.
He said flour. Oh man, what an awesome opportunity to sit down with two Disney legends. Now sure, all of the 2D animation that your grandparents even grew up with will be available on Disney Plus. In addition to that, you get the new adaptation to 3D and live action Disney classics. For that, I go to my resident expert friend. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him, you love him from Backstage Online. It's Dave Morales. Dave!
Hello, Mark. How are you, sir?
All right, Dave, of all the live adaptations, what is your favorite?
You know what? It's got to be Mary Poppins.
Yeah, let's talk about the continuation. Of course, you've got Lin-Manuel Miranda providing the music for it, but let's talk about Lady Poppins herself. Why is this the perfect casting?
Because she's British.
yeah, that helps a lot.
Well, I mean, that's always a plus. But I just really feel that Emily really captured the spirit of who Mary Poppins is, and it is kind of a refresher, an up-to-date version of what this classic story is all about.
We sat down with Emily to talk about the bookends that being a part of this provides her career. Take a look. Lovely to see you.
Good to see you.
What a year you've had.
Yeah.
How many people can start out their year trying to silent deliver while an alien's coming after them, and then finish up the year as Mary Poppins?
Well, that's it, you know, giving birth to giving flight. I don't know.
Isn't that the full spectrum of existence?
Maybe, yeah.
Congratulations on this.
Thank you.
You know, Rookie, you've done some amazing work. You've done a lot of different things. However, is there still intense pressure? Like, the reason you do this, I'd be curled up in fetal position. It's just too much pressure.
I think I felt momentary pressure, but Rob Marshall, the director, is just so wonderfully emboldening and maintains a sort of intimacy as you're collaborating so that it never felt bigger than me or what I felt I could do.
Emily Blunt is lovely. I can't imagine another Mary Poppins. Well, except for Julie Andrews, and that'll be available on Disney Plus too. Dave, I'm about to throw to my favorite of the new live adaptations. I thought Beauty and the Beast was impeccable. Your thoughts on that?
Bingo. Matter of fact, it's funny you bring that up because I actually just watched it again last night. You've got Josh Gad. You know, I love Josh Gad's character in that film. To me, it captures the spirit of the original. The classic songs are there. All around, it's just a good film.
Got it. I sat down with Josh and the rest of the cast to talk about it. Take a look.
Josh Gad, who plays LeFou, and Luke, who plays Gaston,
Right.
you know, have like a musical theatre background. So they all just burst into song at any moment. Whereas Dan and I are a bit more like, maybe not just now. Maybe later. We're very English about the whole thing.
Josh Gad sings in the supermarket. I feel like he sings everywhere.
I feel like so does Luke.
Yes.
They pretty much do. They just sing me out of the room.
Really?
Did they?
As I'm leaving, they're making up a song.
No one leaves a room like that guy. He moves like a fly.
Hey, Dave Morales and his dog Liam. Hey, where can we find you guys online?
BackstageOL.com and my handles, Dave, BackstageOL, Instagram, Twitter, and all that other good stuff. Mark, it's always good talking with you.
Woohoo! Hey, nice job, Dave. I feel like Liam kind of did all the heavy lifting in this interview, but thanks for being a part regardless.
Thanks, man.
All right, there you go. When we come back, it's not all about the classics. High School Musical lives forever in the form of a new original series on Disney Plus. We'll get to know the cast as this Extra Butter special Disney Plus continues. And we're doing it deep inside the vault of Stage 9 Entertainment and their Disney Fine Arts Collectible Showcase, where some people come from all over the world to get their stuff. We're talking, of course, about Disney Plus. If you don't have the streaming service, 500 movies, about 5,000 original episodes of series headed your way. I can't wait to someday meet this guy, which I'm not planning anytime soon, but wouldn't you love to be able to sit down with Walt Disney and say, hey, someday, deep into the future, you're going to be streaming online? And he would say, what's online? So that would be a longer conversation. But I would say, let me just put it to you this way. Someday you're going to own Marvel. And he's going to say, what's Marvel? So that's going to take some explaining. How about this? You're going to own 20th Century Fox someday. All right, that he understood. Didn't you? All right, in the meantime, I'd have to explain to him what High School Musical and that whole phenomenon was. The original motion picture trio is now an original series, but let's go back in time when I sat down with this young, barely known Zac Efron to talk about it. Take a look. Everybody I know watches this movie over and over again.
I'm glad you saw it. I'm going to be honest, you're just a tiny bit out of the demographic.
Well, it's largely because of my daughter that I'm watching it.
Cool.
But you know, you got to win in Rome,
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
Where were you guys when you realized that this movie had proliferated, that it got huge?
You know, I don't think there's an exact moment. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
just everything builds up on top of each other, and here we are, and we're traveling all over the place. And I mean, just like from a Disney Channel, we never expected it.
Yeah, it was a series of small events, like looking and seeing yourself on iTunes, you know, on the top 80 or 100 song charts, and then, you know, seeing yourself in Rolling Stone, and then having people come up and ask for autographs. And the, you know, culmination of all that was just, you know, the movie did fantastic.
I like that guy, Zac Efron. I'll tell you why. I judge people by the way they treat animals and kids. And I have testament to that because he hung out with my kid one time. Take a look.
So in the movie, you play a boy who's great at basketball. Did you know how to play basketball before the movie?
Wow, you are so good at this. You know what? I didn't know how to play basketball before the movie. I was not that great. I could shoot a little bit, but it took a lot of work, a lot of practice.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, it's my daughter asking all the tough Lisa Ling type questions. Oh, and speaking of Lisa Ling, if you get Disney Plus, you'll also have access to National Geographic featuring her series. All right, back to this High School Musical. It is an original series now. Huge traction with these young new stars, and we talked. Take a look. You too, big shoes to fill. This is a huge franchise.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. It's such an honor being able to continue this franchise, but we're totally doing a completely new modern twist on an old classic.
Now, with you two living it, is there a song from the show that's stuck in your head that you're just driving down the road and it's in there always on loop?
Literally all of them. I don't know how they did it, but each song is the catchiest song in the world. It's a constant in my head. And even the new songs that we have in our series are also stuck. I listen to them all the time.
And we actually got a chance to write some of the songs for the series.
How rewarding is that?
Yeah, it's incredible.
If you live, eat, and breathe High School Musical or grew up with it, you're going to love this series. What I know about it, 10 episodes, and it's docu-style. It's kind of like the making of a musical based on High School the Musical. It keeps going in circles and circles. I think you're going to dig it. You know what I dig? Not that I'm not all about the High School Musical, but I'm all about Star Wars. Nothing but Star Wars. Headed to Disney Plus. We'll take you behind the scenes of everything new, including Mandalorian, the new series, next. Hey, welcome back. Hanging out at Stage 9, all things Disney collectibles, especially now that Disney's married pretty much to everything else in the universe, like Star Wars. All the Star Wars movies headed to Disney Plus. Every single one. Actually, that's not true. That one, for instance, you won't be able to get Solo because they kind of have a deal with another a puny little provider called Netflix until who knows when. Maybe next year you'll be able to get Solo, but currently not available on Disney Plus. I'm sorry, Childish Gambino Pez dispenser. Come on, how cool is that? A Childish Gambino Pez dispenser. Not available anywhere else except where they're sold. I'm checking out the Star Wars origami. No one rocks a Star Wars origami like I do. Except the benches are incredibly complex to fold. All right, forget about that. Let's talk about the better side of Star Wars. That would be Felicity Jones. She jumped into the saga with Rogue One. It's one of the few, like Solo, standalone Disney movies, but there are more coming, and they will be on Disney Plus. In the meantime, I talked to her about pretty much stalking her. Take a look.
All right, I have a confession to make. I've been feeling really guilty for a few weeks now. I completely hijacked an Inferno interview with you just to talk about Star Wars.
That's fine.
So you want to just forget this and talk Inferno instead?
Yeah, let's just switch around.
No?
Why not? Why
Okay.
not?
All right.
I feel like I've been doing an extensive press junket for Star Wars for about a year, because anytime I do anything, people just want to know about Star Wars. So it's fine.
Right, well, I told Diego, I said, you really, once you get cast, you can't tell anyone. It's like winning the lottery. They tell you when you win the lottery, don't tell anyone.
Exactly. And so when you get an opportunity to talk about it, you just end up over-talking and saying too much.
How awesome is she? And she is great in this movie. Now, if you stay away from the standalones because you like to stick to the 1 through 9 series, I highly recommend you still watch Rogue One because it leans in hardcore to Episode 4, A New Hope, in a way that I don't want to ruin right now. And I also don't want to ruin it, but one thing you never want to ask Felicity Jones, are you excited about the possibility of a Rogue One sequel? Because there won't be one. Want to know why? You're going to have to watch Rogue One to find out. One thing she does do is continue on the Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia tradition of very female-forward power in the Star Wars movies. Power that's continued on by one Daisy Ridley. I got a chance to talk to her about all things Star Wars and Disney. Take a look. D23, you're never going to be dropped into an environment that has a bigger sea of humanity that are leaning towards what you do. Is that nerve-wracking?
Well, it's actually quite nice being here because this is Disney, and where we were before was like Star Wars, so it's really fun because we get that experience, and then we also like get to see all of the other awesome films coming from Disney. It weirdly today has been like the most like, oh okay, and it's the last one I'm doing, which is always helpful.
Well, don't bring a tear to everybody's eye with that. So what's the non-Star Wars thing that you most geek out about seeing around here? Disney.
I mean, Angelina Jolie is next to me, as is. Like, I saw her hugging Emily Blunt, and then I saw The Rock, and I saw Tina Fey and Jamie Foxx, like, those people.
She is lovely. You'll be able to enjoy Rey and, of course, her on Star Wars Episode 7. However, you won't see Star Wars Episode 8 on Disney Plus anytime soon. Right now, it's stuck in the same limbo area as Solo, till further notice. Maybe by next year, but we're not exactly certain about that. What I do know, you know who loves her? The droids. The droids love Rey much like they loved Princess Leia. I had a chance to catch up with the original droid, Anthony Daniels, to talk about it. Take a look. Anthony, I know you get this a lot. I grew up with you. You've been a part of every single Star Wars movie. I've met every living major cast member of every movie, except for you until now.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's all I can do not to hug you right now.
But that is so nice. And I'm always worried that, because a lot of people say that I meet, fans and so on, say, thank you for my childhood. Because I was part of a team that is so marked in people's childhood. It's remarkable that George Lucas created this story that has stayed and has become a part of a lot of the timeline of families, the grandparents, the parents, the children. And yeah, I've stuck it out all these years.
What? You're sold out of C-3POs? Now, just another sign of how popular Anthony Daniels C-3PO is, because all you gots are R2s here right now. All right. Disney Plus, one of the most exciting things about it, in addition to all the Star Wars content you already know, is the Star Wars content you don't know. I went a little Alec Guinness there, didn't I? These are the series you're looking for. Mandalorian, all new Star Wars original series hitting now on Disney Plus. So geeked out about it, especially when I talk to the cast. Take a look.
To be invited by Jon Favreau to come and work on this thing and to and just to be able to read these scripts that he had written and this whole world and this whole storyline that he created, it was just amazing. And you know, to come to work with stormtroopers on set and things like that, you know, it really just the little kid in me got super excited.
As an MMA fighter, you show tremendous heart, and a lot of people are saying that leans into this also.
Thank you. Yeah, it definitely leans into it. I mean, the adrenaline I feel going out on that stage tonight, and the adrenaline I feel standing across from the actors I did and being directed by the people I was directed by, gave me, I would say now, more of a high than standing across someone knowing that they want to take your head off.
And that's the movie that started it all. Classic scene from Star Wars: A New Hope. Mandalorian, the series now available on Disney Plus as we continue our Extra Butter All Things Disney Plus special. Let's go down the checklist. Star Wars, check. Animation, check. Gotcha, Mickey. Woody, we're going to get to that in a moment. But in the meantime, we got to talk about all things Marvel. Now part of the Disney Universe and Disney Plus. We'll take you behind the scenes as Extra Butter. Disney Plus special continues. Hey, welcome back to Extra Butter and our all things geeky Disney Plus special as we geek out on Star Wars, check. 2D animation, check. 3D animation, check. And now we're on to all things Marvel. Now that that's part of the Disney universe, yes, you will be getting it on Disney Plus. Now at launch, you're only getting 4 Marvel movies, but eventually they'll all be coming to Marvel, unless like it's Spider-Man and they're tied up with Sony and that kind of thing. But in the meantime, we can talk about this, Guardians of the Galaxy. One of my favorites is Groot. I sat down with Groot to ask him about Disney Plus, and he said, I am Groot. That's pretty much all you're going to get out of him. So I talked to Chris Pratt, too. In fact, I snuck his brother into the interview. Take a look.
Today I have a question for the actor, Chris Pratt, the Star-Lord. I was wondering, how do you do it? How do you stay so motivated, so humble, so grounded, so inspirational, and so nice? I'm sure all your fans would like to know, who in your life has affected you more than anyone else?
I feel like it's a pointed question.
My sister. My sister Angie. She just showed me what it means to be tough and to trust your emotions, and I'm forever grateful. I'm forever
no one
grateful
else
for her. I can't.
Anybody?
My mom.
One more person?
My gym teacher. I don't know, hard time.
Going. 5 hours later,
This
10
guy
junkies
looks familiar.
later, you're still naming
This
other
guy
people.
No, that's my brother Coley. He's amazing, and he's my best friend. And I love that you got him to do this, and it moved me to tears. Obviously, it worked.
That guy, one of the nicest action heroes and Marvel heroes there ever was.
Let's talk about this plan of yours. I think it's good, except it sucks. So let me do the plan, and that way it might be really good. Wow.
All right, moving on with other content you're going to get at launch. You're going to get a Thor movie on Disney Plus. My favorite Thor movie, probably Ragnarok. Not so much of Thor, but because of the villain in that. You can't do a better villain than Jeff Goldblum. I'm telling you. I sat down with one of the quirkiest people alive to talk about it. Take a look.
That mystic smile.
What the hell are you doing? Singing Mona Lisa to me.
You know that song?
Of course I do.
In what movie did they feature that song? I'll bet several movies, but I'm thinking of one in particular.
Porky's Revenge?
You might be right. I didn't catch it. Look at those teeth. Look at those sparklers. What a set of you've always taken care of them, haven't you?
No, they're just bouncing off your white pants.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I apologize.
That guy is so wonderfully weird and awesome. And if you love Jeff Goldblum, now initially you won't get Ragnarok on Disney+, but if you're loving the Goldblum, you will get him in the way of National Geographic. His reality series is on that. Back to the Marvel thing, since Marvel is a big part of the Disney Plus universe. Are you a big Hawkeye fan? Me too. And a shout out to the men and women watching the America Forces Network, serving our country around the globe. He had a big shout out to you. Take a look.
Well, you're being seen around the world right now on AFN. So for the 28,000 deployed men and women of the Air Force, and for that matter, the people serving worldwide, shout out. What do you want to say?
Hey, your service. I appreciate you. I love you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hawkeye. And yes, shout out and thank you so much to the men and women serving all over America, watching Extra Butter courtesy of the American Forces Network. Hey, did I say America? Yeah. Speaking of Captain America, that's where you pretty much learned about Hawkeye. That's pretty much where you first heard of the Winter Soldier. New original series headed straight to you courtesy of Disney+. It is Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We caught up with the cast.
I know there are so many times you're going to have to say, well, we can't tell you that, or we can't answer that, but what can you tell us?
Well, we know very little is the thing. I mean, I know I'm coming back as Sharon Carter. I can't wait. I love playing her in the films, so this is just like a great opportunity to delve, I think, a little deeper into her as a character. And
I'm playing John Walker, who I still have yet to really know about. So I know as much as you do.
So check it out. It's exclusive to Disney+. Don't forget, it's only part of the 7,500 episodes of stuff you get there and over 500 movies. You know, we're out of time, so you can go ahead and roll credits while I make my apologies to Woody. We didn't even get to Pixar. I'm sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Incredible and family. We'll get to you. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go inside the vault. I'm going to dust off some more of the interviews available to you on Disney+, and you can check them out at any time. Just like and subscribe. Extra Butter on YouTube. Have a good one. See you.